I'm trying to help people look in the mirror and say, thank you, I love you. Thank you for being magnificent. I have something uniqueness I'm here to bring to the world. No matter what I've done or not done, I'm ultimately really, truly worthy of love. If I had the last 24 hours of my life, it'd be trivial. All my judgments is trivial. I ultimately here to love and appreciate life and myself and the people around me, and to learn to appreciate people. I say that that's the essence of our soul, even though it may transcend the existence of our senses. So I believe that that's what we're here for. I believe that I've been building a method on how to do that, and I feel I've created that, and I feel that it deserves to be in people's hands. What they do with it, it's up to them, but at least be exposed to it, so they don't have to sit there and carry and run stories for years and decades possibly over something that all they have to do is ask the right questions and clear it. Because the quality of your life is based on the quality of the questions you ask. If you ask amazing questions, you're going to have an amazing life. Just got to know how to ask the right ones. But this guy stood up in the program, and he just started lambasting me and just screaming at me. His father used to beat him. His father used to torture him. It was just, his mom and dad used to have sex in front of him and forced him to sit and watch. I mean, all kind of crazy stuff. And he was basically just screaming at me. And I walked over to him, got right in his face, and I said, listen, I said, you can do this if you want, and you can run out of here, but I'm offering you something that I'll guarantee a result if you follow my instructions. So you can rant and rave, because what you're doing is you've been running a story. You're 48 years old. You've been running a story since you're 12 years old. So this is 30, whatever it is, something years, almost. And you've been writing a story. If you want to do that, fine. That's fine. You can leave. You can yell at me all you want. It's not going to sway me, because I've been doing this too long and I know my business. And so you can stand up, you can fight with me, you can slap me. I've had a woman scrape her nails across my face before and bleed in my face. But I got her through it, and she broke through, and she's grateful after that. I had to deal with that a little bit, but I don't care. I want the result. And this guy he went back to work. He finished the next morning. He didn't finish Saturday night because he was slow. He was fighting it. But my facilitator went out there and worked with him till 10:30 in the morning. At 10:30 in the morning, the guy came in there and hugged me. Right in the middle of the room, right in the front of the class. He came up there and he just cried and bawled. I said, I was your father, wasn't I? He said, you were my father, and that's why I hated you. I was yelling at you. You were my father. I said, great. I did my job. And he said, no, I want to thank you for saying what you said and making me stay there and having that facilitator get me through this thing. I cannot tell you how much I love my father right now. I just want to hug you. And I had a guy in L.A. who was, his father used to beat him. He used to hide under a bunk bed, hit him with a baseball bat, and forced him to be his mother because his mother died. And so the father made him the mother and had to cook and clean and do everything when he was starting at age 4. And used to beat him if he didn't do what he was told. And they used to have sex in front of him also, same thing. This kid was shut down, almost catatonic. I mean, he was probably, I say kid, he's 30s. I mean, he was just shut down. He still was a child in his 30s. And I asked him, I said, so what's the benefit? This guy was not going to go there. He was blank, no benefit, no benefit, no benefit. I mean, we worked and worked and worked. This guy was not going there. He was so bitter, so angry. He would stab his father if he saw him. We finally got him on Sunday, on the second day of Breakthrough. And what got him was, I asked him, what does he do for a living today? He said, I create visual animations for Disney. And I said, and where did you learn to do animation? Under the bunk bed, my mind dissociated from the trauma and created fantasy worlds. And I've never lost my ability to create those fantasy worlds for kids. He broke down in tears and loved his father, because he said, your entire career of making children inspired for millions of children around the world came from your dad. He never saw it. He put the two together. That broke him through. So all I say is,
me goosebumps everywhere, for sure. You know, the work isn't easy. Anybody listening to this, the work is not easy. You're in there and you're in process for a long time, but it is certainly worth it.
I can tell you, you're right. Thank you for saying it. It's not easy. But you know what? It's easier than carrying your story all your life. Yes. Yes. A few hours of having to deal with me is nothing compared to carrying that torturous life for God knows how many decades, some cases.
That's right. You know what? It's actually quite pleasurable to be in one of your courses. I must say, when I had the idea to write Unlock the Door Beyond Sexual Abuse, I grabbed my little black book from behind me on my bed, and I wrote down Dr. John Demartini, the love gratitude guy. I have to talk to him about forgiveness and all this kind of stuff, and it's turned into, I love speaking to you. It's more like you're a friend. I can just talk to you for
Well,
forever.
I got it. I was doing a talk in Nashville, Tennessee, at a Unity Church, and the minister was speaking and doing a sermon for 20 minutes before I was the guest speaker that night. And she said how important forgiveness was, and I got up and did a 2-hour dissertation on the illusion of forgiveness.
You would.
There are hopes and treasures beyond your broken wing. There are hopes and treasures beyond your broken wing. Ooh. Beyond your